Hello friends, this is your friendly neighborhood Reza. I am live on Beautometry Facebook page, and I am today going to be doing a mani with you, or for you, or with your participation if anyone comes to the live. It is noon, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and probably if I do this again, I should probably choose a different time because we haven't had a lot of participants. But also, I don't know that this is getting shared on the page of the International Nail Society with Beautometry, which I know is where some people are looking for it every day. So we'll see. But I know that the other day you opened a plate, a gnome layering plate for Halloween, and there were some people who didn't see exactly how it might work, including me, and I decided that maybe I'd play with it today and see about making a whole mani with it. So I'm gonna start with I've already done as you might see, I've already done a gradient as the background. And I'm going to do this little house. I think I have all my, I might not have the polish that I thought I would have. I thought I had my, there is a purple polish that I use a lot from B Loves Plates. And here it is, maybe. Here it is. Okay, so this is the house that I'm going to do. And I'm going to give it yellow windows so that I can show you how I do that particular technique. So, today I will tell you a scary story while I do these. And it's a real scary story. This is why I stopped doing psychic readings at 17 or 18 years old or so. Because I used to do, let's fix this before I start my story. I started out life as a sensitive. I lived next door to a graveyard, and I saw spirits in my house, all sorts of stuff, and I had some friends who could do various readings, and they said, hey, you seem to be pretty sensitive, so let's see how this works for you. And yeah, I was getting all sorts of information or feelings or whatever it's called. I might just do the lazy version of this, which is where I fix it as a... No, it's really just not working for me. Maybe I should just use a different scraper. Right now I'm using this as a scraper. It is I used to work at Starbucks. I had a bunch of Starbucks gift cards saved up. Well, saved up, what I mean is they were in my apron pocket when I got let go for being sick. So, anyway, what we have here, and yes, as you might believe, as you might infer by what I just said, I am glad that they unionized. Or I hope they all unionize, because I shouldn't have let them go when I was sick. Alright, let's see if this goes. Swipe. No. Swipe or no swiping. This is still better than it was before, though, so. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the bottom. The way that you get a really clean cut is you can kind of press down on your tape. Well, usually it's clean, and that is not very clean, but I'm still gonna be done because I am putting a half-an-hour cap on this live because it is just, otherwise it's gonna be really long. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put down some coat. This is the cheap one, LA Colors base coat, top coat. And I just put this over anything I'm going to reverse stamp. You don't want to You want to make sure that your swipes don't meet. You don't want to crisscross. You don't want to, you want everything to be clean. And if you don't make sure you have separate brush strokes, you'll get some kind of blending of the paint. The lines will go wonky. So you want to make sure you do that. I'm going to give that a second to, what's the word? I'm going to give that a second to dry. And I'm going to get rid of this. This just has too much nail polish in it to be really effective anymore. I'm going to do the bat gnome. This is the bat gnome. So I'm going to grab some black stamping polish. I'm using Hit the Bottle right now. And the middle finger is the one that's going to get this house. So I'll put the bat gnome here. And I'm going to grab him, or her, or them. Alright, here we've got our bat wings. And this is also a funny thing, is this is built like a regular bat wing sweater too. I did forget to turn off my notifications, so I hope none of you are having your this interrupted by any sounds. I apologize if so. Alright, I'm going to get just a little bit closer in. And I'm going to try to do the mummy one on the pinky. It's always this way when I have a whole mani that I'm doing in this little bitty space. I'm going to use Hit the Bottle again with the white. And I'm doing this mummy one right here. I got a little bit less of a pickup here, but that's okay because he gets a, what's the word? Beard. There we go. All right. Actually, I'm going to see if I can put a little bit more on because I would like him to have a nose. If you want these fine lines to be better at picking up, as I have mentioned before, it would be really good if I would let it sit for a second before picking it up. And I just want those top couple of lines, so I'm pushing down so that I get that to separate. Whoops. There we go. Mostly that worked. Alright, let's start putting down some beards and things. I have a green, well, let me do a white beard first for this Batman one. Alright. Where's his nose? I don't see a nose for him. Oh, here are the noses. The noses are over here. All right. So I'm going to do the beard. I don't know if you can see, I'm pulling it from over right there. I have run out of Scotch tape over here, so I'm going to go ahead and... All right. So there's the beard, and then I'm gonna clean that And then I'm gonna start putting some more tape on my, I always, before I start any given mani, I start by dispensing tape to put on my desk or my, there's a bookshelf right by my, my nail desk. And because the important thing is to have tape when you need it, and it can be very important. So I am grabbing a little bit of this before I continue, because I now need a beard from my mummy. And should I give him a weird colored beard? I kind of think I should give him an orange colored beard. I think I will. So we're going to use the Bee Loves Plates orange that we got in the Advent box. So he's going to get a fluffy beard. So if you read Terry Pratchett's books, in Terry Pratchett's books, all the dwarves have beards, whether they're male, female, whatever. They all have beards. Alright, I really wanted to make sure that was centered. I had a bit of a hole in the pickup, you can see, but I can fix that with a little bit of a fine nail art brush right here. So I'm going to take care of that while it's still in my mind. And I just dropped my stamping scraper. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to pick up my scraper. I should be able to put down my window coloring now. So I'm going to go back to that haunted house and put in the windows. I'm also going to fill in the, you see where my scraper dug into the image. Where is, I did pick up a yellow. Oh, I put it down here. So here's my yellow. And I put a little yellow here, and yellow here. You do need to start doing this with the nail art brush, because sometimes the wand will drip on your nail art. And you don't want any wand drips to ruin what you've just spent a few minutes doing. So I'm not going to bother with putting any windows in the purple I'm using to cover up. Although it looks like there was a door there. So I will put the door right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and put down the purple. First, I will use acetone to clean this brush. I feel like I'm showing you how I'm like doing a cake or something. I guess everybody does sort of use the same technique. Like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to do the thing. I'll tell you what I'm going to do the thing. It can get a little repetitive sometimes. Anyway, I was telling you the story. So, and that was all going well for me. All of this psychic stuff. It was pretty cool. But then I made some really bad friends in junior year of high school. I was ADHD and really not dealing very well with school, but I loved school, so I got straight A's. But I was a weirdo at school, you know, and I had some friends, but I had been bullied for so long. I really just wanted normal people or popular people to be my friend. And I don't get it now at 44. I'm like, that was really dumb. But when you're a kid, you know, there's some things that never really, you know, kind of holes that never really get filled. So there were some people who thought I was pretty cool because I did the psychic thing. So I, you know, hung out with them and I told them all my stories. And their leader was a girl named Morgan. She had epilepsy, and I don't know why, but they all really like to fight. So there was a day when we skipped school. Look how cool that is. See the purple house with all those cool lit up windows? So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more purple underneath here. And then I'm going to wait. I want to make sure that I back all of these yellow dots with white so that it works out okay on the actual nail. You'll see what I mean. But, you know, otherwise you could get the green tint kind of coming through. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to find the noses now. Maybe a white nose for this vampire. No, he's got a, what's the word? He has a white beard. Anyway, so we were all skipping school, and we went to Morgan's house. And she didn't ask me to or anything, but there was something in Morgan's room. There was one thing in her kind of doorway, and there was one other thing over her bed. The thing over her bed was black and scary, and it had no good intentions. And, but the thing in her kind of doorway, it felt like it was waiting for her. And I described it, and she showed me a picture of her mom, and I said, yeah, that's the person in your doorway. She's waiting for you, and I don't know why. And this gets really freaky. So what happened was I explained the thing that was over her bed to it. It was waiting for something to happen while she was sleeping. And I didn't know anymore, but I knew that it wasn't good. And I asked her if she had any, you know, priest friends or anybody who could bless her house or anything like that. And she said, you know, no. My mom died. And at this time, I did not know her mom was dead. So I kind of had assumed that her mom, you know, was sort of astral projecting or something weird was going on. But no, it was her passed on mom who was hanging out in her doorway, waiting for her. And things got a little weird, and I was just like really not so thrilled. I just realized that this nose probably would go on best after I put the hat on. So let me get the hat on for this vampire dude. Maybe he gets a red hat because he's a vampire. As opposed to in the 90s when he would get a red hat because he was a Linux dude. That's a very specific joke. All right. I don't really want to do any patterns with this red hat. I just want to do a regular red hat. Anyway, so the dude, this is orange, not red. Let me grab the hit the bottle red. Anyway, so we went, after all that, I did the reading, and then we went, and there was a fight at school, and it was the first fight that I was involved in at all, and I was mostly sidelines person, but I got suspended. And, you know, nobody could really believe that I was involved with this group, and, you know, neither could I. But I did, you know, looking back, I understood I was pretty desperate for some sort of approbation, somebody's approval. But I got suspended, and I got sent to a different high school for a little bit, for about a week, I guess. And when I came back, I was looking for my new friends, and I asked where Morgan was. And the teacher said, I'm sorry, you were her friend. I didn't know that you didn't know. I'm looking for a scraper. I can't find any of my scrapers. She said, I didn't know you didn't know. And I said, what do you mean I don't know? And she said, Hun, while you were suspended, Morgan died. And I said, I'm sorry, what? And I don't know, normally, I don't think they tell you they're supposed to tell you anything about the death. So I didn't hear about it at that time. So I'm putting the little hat on the dude, who is a vampire dude. I'm digging him. There's our vampire dude. So the teacher didn't tell me anything, and I found one of Morgan's friends. And let me tell you, it was Morgan who'd been interested in me. I didn't even remember these girls' names. But I asked what was going on and if Morgan was okay. They're like, no, it was just like you said. And I said, what do you mean just like I said? I said, she died in her sleep. She had an epileptic fit when she was asleep, and she died. And I said, what do you mean like I said? You said, well, you said her mom was waiting for her. And I said, well, yeah, but that's before I knew her mom was dead. And they said, well, that makes it even more accurate, don't you think? And then they didn't want to have anything to do with me, and I don't blame them. And I went back to my regular friends who were real friends, and they're still my friends today. But after that day, I don't do readings, and I don't do a lot of things. I mean, I could go back to it, I guess. But I just got spooked. It was just so scary to know those kinds of things and then have them confirmed. It was a very scary experience for me. And that is the story of why I stopped doing psychic readings. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking to put this little flesh-colored dot. I think it's too big. He's got a big nose, but that's okay. He can have a big nose. He looks like his head is turned a little bit, which is okay. But there's our vampire. He's got the bat sleeves and everything. I suppose I could probably give him hands, but I don't mind so much that he's just a bat guy. I think that reminds me of a Billie Eilish song. Anyway, we're going to do the white now, and we're using the extra opaque white of the extra opaque white of the Hit the Bottle stamping polish, just to make sure that everything looks exactly just right. I do have a couple of tarot decks now. After I lost my job, I really wanted to be able to kind of influence my life in a good way. I was, disabled, and I felt really just sort of sad about everything. Now that I'm on Lyrica again for my fibromyalgia, it was a totally life-changing medicine again. Within a couple of days, that walking through plaster or walking through jello feeling that I haven't been without in like 6, 7, 8 years, that's gone. I mean, it's totally gone. So I did join a gym, and I'm going to see what I can do. I mean, I still have fibromyalgia. It doesn't go away like that. So, but I hope that I'm able to do more things as time goes on. I've been walking so much, and I've been doing a little bit of weight training and core training, and I'm really trying to affect my life in a good way. So, we'll see. Just cross your fingers for me. It does leave me with less, time for the nails and stuff, but I just really, I want to be able to move my body without pain again. So I'm doing what I can. We're going to give the mummy a hat now. All right. So there is an actual mummy hat here. So let's give him the mummy hat, shall we? I'm going to make him short. So I'm going to put this hat. And we're not going to reverse stamp it just because I don't feel like it. We're running out of time. Okay. I could do better. as we have discussed, I know the solution for this. My muscle memory just is with stamping. I just do not wait. And the thing with fine lines is you want to give it a 1 Mississippi before you scrape. So 1 Mississippi, scrape, roll, and you see, there's the whole hat. I know how to do these things, and I need to do them the way that I'm supposed to do them so that I teach you the right things. All right, so I'm going to grab the, I'm going to grab this. No, I usually use for glue, I usually use the, now that I have clingy from, never mind, I usually use this. So the thing about it, when it gets lower, I want to make sure that I really do scrape it all off. All right, so that's still quite a bit of, what's the word, of sticky base coat to put on there. So let me think about the first finger. I could do another character. I don't remember the other characters from the sample that I saw from Teresa, so I might wait until I'm done with this. I might just give it a second and then put the mummy hat on. All right, well that worked out really well actually. His beard is on a little bit crooked, and it looks on purpose. It looks deliberate now. So I'm gonna grab the nose. What kind of nose should he have, Mr. Mummy? I might just use a dotting tool instead of the nose layer, so that I can put a different color that I don't necessarily have to be able to stamp. All right, so I'm gonna grab this. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm gonna grab this dotting tool here. This looks like the right size. And I will, what do you think? Maybe the mummy's brown inside, like tannin stained, maybe, huh? So let me see if I have any browns over here. I know I do have browns in these. I have some stamping polish to the left of my nail desk that's in these totes. And I'm sure that I have a brown. At the very bottom of the stack is where they are, of course. All right, let's grab this brown here. This is a nice warm brown. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit with the dotting tool directly from the wand. And I'm stabilizing my hand with that pinky. And there we've got the brown. I don't know if you can see it. There's the brown for this little gnome mummy. And let me finish putting on the house so that I will have had the lion's share of this mani done for you by the time I will say goodbye. I'm thinking maybe if I ever do this again, I'll make sure and make announcements every day so that people remember, because the last couple of days I haven't had any joiners, at least not as far as I know. And another thing with this plate we'll do while we are, I'm just gonna put some, what's the word? I'm gonna put some sticky base coat on. And I will put the tree stamp on the thumb while we're waiting for this. Actually, I should have put it on the whole nail. All right, there we go. Because that's a really tall house. All right, now we're going to take our black stamping polish from Hit the Bottle. And I'm just grabbing this tree here. And I'm going to put it on the thumb. All right. There we go. And I can fix that little hole. Actually, that looks like an eyeball. I should probably see if that's deliberate. Because that really does look like an eyeball. I can make that deliberate, whether it is deliberate or not. And that sticky base polish, sticky base coat should be done by now. So, just gonna stick that on. And we have our haunted house with the lights on. And here is our little gnome Manny. I will get everything finished up this evening. I hope you have enjoyed hanging out with me long enough to do most of a whole Manny. And I can't wait to see the changes already made. I'm already having ideas as we speak, and I'm going to keep mum about them so that you'll be surprised when I show you the rest of this manicure. All right, I'll see everybody later. Happy Halloween. And I hope you all get lots of your favorite candy today, whether you have to buy it yourself or whether your child gives it to you as an accompaniment tax. I'll see you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.